Attention passionate New York Giants fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on New York Giants' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true New York Giants fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and New York Giants fans. Let's get to the news, all right. Folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could be a game changer for the Giants and the entire NFC East. Rumors are swirling that the Chicago Bears, who are currently sitting at a disappointing 4-7 record, might be willing to part ways with one of their key defensive pieces, Montez Sweat. Now, for Giants fans, this isn't just some random trade rumor. It's something that could reshape our defensive front and honestly set us up for a serious playoff push. The Bears are in a bit of a rebuild mode right now, especially on the offensive line, trying to develop Caleb Williams and build around him, but their defense is a different story. They're leaking points, giving up about 26. 5 points per game, and they've got some cap space to work with, roughly $14 million, which they might use to free up room for future extensions or to acquire some much-needed weapons, particularly at wide receiver or cornerback. Sources indicate that the Bears could be willing to send Montez Sweat to the Giants in exchange for a second-round pick in the 2026 draft. Now let that sink in, a player like Sweat, who's been one of the league's most explosive pass rushers since being drafted in 2019, could be wearing the Giants' blue very soon. This potential trade echoes what we saw with Von Miller back in 2021, a move that significantly energized the Bills' pass rush and helped them make a deep playoff run. For the Giants, this isn't just about adding another player. It's about injecting a high-impact, versatile edge rusher into a defense that desperately needs that spark. With Thibodeau already showing flashes of brilliance, Sweat could elevate our pass rush to levels we haven't seen since the days of Jason Pierre-Paul and Osi Umen era. Now, let's talk about Sweat himself. He's a speed demon, a true edge rusher who specializes in exploding off the line and creating chaos in the backfield. Since entering the league, Sweat has accumulated 58 sacks, 350 pressures, 12 forced fumbles, and an impressive PFF grade of 87.6 over his career. His stats this season are equally compelling: 7.5 sacks, 45 pressures, and a run-stop percentage of 34%. Even with a minor ankle injury in Week 5, Sweat bounced back strongly, boosting the Bears' sack efficiency by over 12% and maintaining an average of 4.2 pressures per game. His explosiveness and ability to get after the quarterback are exactly what the Giants need to complement Thibodeau and enhance our overall pass rush. But why would the Bears even consider trading Sweat? Well, there are multiple factors. First, their cap situation. They have about $14 million in cap space, but with Caleb Williams' extension looming, they need to make room for future investments. They're also focusing heavily on rebuilding their offensive line to better develop Williams, which means they're prioritizing draft picks and young talent elsewhere. Additionally, losing Sweat would be a blow to their pass rush, which has already seen a dip. Sacks have dropped by about 25%, from 35 to 26, after losing some of their core rushers. It's reminiscent of what happened to the Rams after Donald left. Pressures and sacks can really take a hit when key players leave. Now, imagine what Sweat could do for the Giants. Our defensive line, already formidable with Thibodeau, could see a boost that pushes us towards 20-plus sacks as a team. That's a huge leap, and it would significantly improve our ability to pressure quarterbacks like Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, or Dak's NFC East rivals. The numbers tell a story. Sweat's addition could increase our pressures per game by roughly 2.7, improve our win rate in pass rushing by 1.5%, and reduce the points our opponents score per game. This means our defense could go from giving up around 8 points per game to a more manageable 21, which is a massive difference when trying to clinch a playoff spot or even secure a division title. And let's not forget the impact on our overall team performance. Sweat's presence would give us more flexibility on third down, where we could see a 14% increase in stops, going from 36% to 50%. That's the kind of defensive efficiency that can turn close games in our favor. Plus, with the ability to generate more pressure on QBs like Hurts, we can create turnovers and change the momentum of games. It's not just about sacks. It's about disrupting offenses and making life miserable for the best QBs in the NFC. This move could also have a ripple effect on our offense. With the defense getting more stops and forcing turnovers, our offense gains extra possessions, more time to operate, and an improved chance to score. The offensive line, which has struggled at times, would get a breather, and with Dart back from his concussion and Lawrence fully healthy, our attack could become even more lethal. The addition of Sweat could be the catalyst for a more balanced, dangerous Giants team that's ready to challenge the NFC East's top dogs. From a broader perspective, the betting odds reflect how significant this potential trade could be. Currently, the Giants are seen as underdogs for the Super Bowl, with odds around plus 50-0, but if they can pull off a trade for Sweat and bolster their defense, those numbers could shift dramatically. Some betting analysts suggest that with this kind of upgrade, the Giants could become dark horse contenders, especially with a strong playoff push. The NFC East has always been a competitive division, but adding a player of Sweat's caliber could tilt the scales in our favor, especially as we aim for that elusive Super Bowl appearance. Looking at the playoff picture, Sweat's impact could be even more pronounced. Our defense, already ranked among the top 10 in points allowed, could climb higher, making us a nightmare for offenses in the postseason. The NFC is wide open, and with the right moves, the Giants could be sitting at the top of that mountain come January. The odds of an NFC title shot could move from the current 18% to a much more promising figure if we land Sweat. Plus, the idea of us being sneaky sleepers in the playoffs, especially against top-tier teams like the Eagles or 49ers, isn't just wishful thinking anymore. It's becoming a real possibility if this trade materializes. Of course, all of this hinges on the Bears' willingness to part with Sweat and whether the Giants are prepared to meet their asking price. But given the urgency and the potential upside, it's a gamble worth taking. The Giants have historically been cautious with trades, especially when it comes to giving up draft capital, but this could be a rare case where pushing all in makes sense. Sweat's ability to change the dynamics of our defense and propel us into serious postseason contention makes him a prime target. In terms of future outlook, a trade like this signals that the Giants are serious about contending now. The team's front office has shown a willingness to make bold moves, and acquiring Sweat would be a statement that we're not just trying to compete, we're trying to dominate. It's about building a defense that can hold up against the best and give our offense the support it needs to put points on the board. And with the NFC East being so competitive, every edge counts. If we can add Sweat, our chances of challenging the Eagles, Cowboys, and Commanders improve substantially. So Giants fans, keep your eyes peeled because this isn't just a rumor, it's a potential game changer. If the deal goes through, it could set a new tone for the rest of the season, energize our fan base, and propel us into a deeper playoff run than many expect. It's a bold move, but in the NFL, bold is sometimes what it takes to reach the top. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest New York Giants news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, New York Giants fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you think Sweat could be the piece that finally pushes us over the edge? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Giants. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Giants news. Whether it's a trade, injury updates, or game analysis, we're here to keep you in the loop and fired up for the season ahead. Let's keep that blue and red passion burning bright. This is our team, and big things are on the horizon.